21st, I started out in Raleigh, went to Manio, went up to Fredericksburg, saw family in Philadelphia, went to Boston to visit some friends, and then started heading over New York, up around the top of the Great Lakes. Wound up getting stopped in Minnesota by Border Patrol and they tossed my truck. Went over to Fargo, North Dakota, and then spent some time in the Badlands and went to Standing Rock and things like that in South Dakota. That was really cool. Then I decided to head up to Montana and figured, well, while I was in that part of the country, I'd go to Yellowstone. When also tried to go to the Grand Tetons, but I wound up getting sick, and then figured, well, let me go ahead to Glacier and start heading up to the Arctic Ocean from here. Stopped along a lot of places along the way, spent a lot of overnights in really cool spots in Canada, but wound up heading straight up to Tuktoyaktuk. And once I got there, I met a few people, and that was really nice, and decided to head home. And that's when it started snowing, and it started snowing pretty much every day since then on my trip. And I decided to go over to Dawson City, did some laundry, spent my first night in a hotel on the whole trip in Dawson City, and then came back down to Whitehorse, and then decided that, hey, let's go over to Alaska and see what that's like. I wound up spending a bunch of time in Fairbanks because I thought that would be a good thing to do. And then right around then is when I decided to go back up to Fairbanks and head to the Arctic Ocean one more time. I figured, why not? Because I'm never going to be back in this part of the country again. At least I didn't think I would be. Spent a bunch of time above the Arctic Circle, and you can't see the Arctic Ocean from Prudhoe Bay, but it was cool anyway. And wound up landing back in Denali.